Okay, hello again. It's Rick Baxter with Cost Control Software. Hey, I want to continue our discussion about the Netronic Visual Job Scheduler. We spent a lot of time, let me just show you in the last video. In the last video, we took a look at, I'll open up the job list here, the list of jobs. And if you remember, we talked about this Gantt chart view with the dates on each job and how you could open the job up and make changes and so forth right from the screen. But what I didn't really have a chance to talk to you about is the other side and the other view, which is by resource. In other words, on each of these jobs, we've got the jobs listed down the left side here and the dates on our Gantt chart view. But it might be helpful to see each resource and what tasks are assigned to them. So that's just a matter of selecting the other view called the resource view. Let me open that up and you'll see it here. So this is a view by resource. So down the left side, I've got an engineer, I've got Mary Dempsey, I've got Carolyn, I've got Doug, I've got an electrical assembly person, a heat treating, could be a CNC machine, whatever you decide your resources are, that's what you kind of set them up for, and then that you see them in this list. Now, let me point out a couple things too. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit here. I'm going to move over here to this date. I'm going to go into September, and right about there. I want to see about a week view. So I'm going to hover over here on Mary Dempsey, and I want you to look at the bottom of my screen. Actually, that's not a good one. Let's go down to Carolyn. Okay. So at the bottom of the screen, you see Carolyn Southworth. That's what's called a histogram. And let me kind of explain what these boxes or kind of like bar charts are showing there. Each day, this is a day, well, actually, that's a week view. Let me go down to a day view. There we go. Okay, so there's the week. And if I'm on Carolyn, you can tell that her capacity is currently set at 8 hours per day. So those bars represent for the week how much per day, and then where it drops down, that's the weekend. So up here where it's the 21st and 22nd, you'll notice the bars go down because that's a non-working period. So when you hover on any person, you can actually see the number of hours, and the time scale changes based on the number of hours that are assigned to that particular resource. Let's go down to Doug. See, again, there's 8 hours a day. That's how you read that. And then if you go to an area where, let's go here, we'll go on Mary. You can see there's some assignments, okay, for Mary. That's the gray areas inside those black boxes. But it's not in excess of the time. However, if you move a bar over on top of another bar, let's say we put these two together, now when I go to Mary, you'll see down here, oops, that we've got some red indicators. Those are our alerts or our warnings that help us spot those problems where we have overlapping time. Basically, we've got time in excess of the capacity. And so as a scheduler, one of the things that you'll want to do is adjust the schedule. That's what a scheduler is going to be doing, is looking for these warning signs and adjusting that person's time. And you're typically working probably, I would say you're working a week to 2 weeks in the future. You're not doing it today, so it's not like an emergency. It's like, okay, I'm looking at next week or the week after, and I'm looking at all the work activities for my staff, and you're making adjustments. Okay, with me on that concept? Now, if you want to see what the assignments are, it's real easy. You just click on the individual, and you can see this person has 3 assignments. So that's job 3000-01, task 30, and this is job 1015-01, task 1200. So this lets me see at a glance all the things that are assigned to Mary, and they're showing up here 80 hours on that one, 30 hours on this one, and 45 hours on the that last job, 10-12. So that's kind of how you view the screens, and you can open this up as much as you want, and you can see the assignments to the individuals. And the beauty to this is that you can then do those reassignments. So you want to reassign work to somebody else or move a date. Let's take this one right here. So this one looks like it got scheduled on a Sunday. That doesn't make sense. I'm going to move that over there to a Monday, and then it really expands, and I can see the 80 hours of work that's in that that assignment. Okay, now as I showed you on the previous video, I think I did, is that you can grab the end of these bars and change the duration with a simple drag and drop. Now that literally impacts the cost, right? Because now you're saying that's going to take less amount of time. And when you save that view, so if I use the save option up here and I save this change, that planning line is going to be changing with less hours on it. Now it still starts on the same date, but the duration is less. And you can go the other way too. You can say, oh, no, that's going to take 2.5 weeks. So you can expand the time, and of course, if it's more time, it's going to have more cost. And notice too, as you do that down here in the histogram for Mary Dempsey, you can see it gives me the warnings that we've got some overlaps. And so you may want to make some adjustments, and you say, well, this task right here, I can reassign that to Carolyn. You see, and now I've reduced that overlap for Mary Dempsey. I've basically taken that assignment. You can see the planning line has been switched here. Mary Dempsey was moved down to Carolyn, and once this is saved, then that's all going to get written appropriately. And you can see it's kind of got this little bar on it that indicates that that's a change within your nav software, okay, and needs to be saved. Okay, so very simple to make changes in this view. It's the same kind of view, but it's more specific to a resource, and you can adjust the dates. You can see the histogram. I think this is a great way to manage your staff, and you can also move it with the slider bar down here. And it's all coming from the planning lines. So understand whatever values you put in the planning lines or you want to save to the planning lines, just simply hit the save button. Let me just do that. And we're now writing those changes that we've made back to the planning line. In fact, if I now open up Carolyn, you see all those tasks are now assigned to her because it's written and it's displaying the current values on from the nav side. So I want to give you just a little peek of the resource view. So I've shown you in 2 videos now. I've shown you this job view so you can see it by job. Be sure if you haven't watched that video, look at that one, and then also the resource view with the embedded histograms down there at the bottom of the screen. There's also this total histogram view. If you really want to get into all the details, then you can see all the histograms of all the people and any of the alerts that might be going on, and it's kind of easy to visualize that here as well. So these are the 3 main views. You have the job view, the resource view, and the histogram view within the Visual Job Scheduler. Really nice program. I hope you like it. If you have questions on any of this, do give me a call. My phone number is right there on the screen. Thanks so much.